The enemy does not negotiate with fear, they surrender to it.
The briefing room smelled like coffee, steel, and authority. I could feel every pair of eyes in the room the moment the door opened. Boots scraped against the polished floor as I stepped inside, my uniform pressed sharp enough to cut glass. Around the long table sat some of the most experienced operators in the Navy, SEAL team leaders, intelligence officers, and at the head of the table, a 4-star admiral. The American flag hung behind him like a silent witness. His nameplate read Admiral Thomas Walker. The room quieted, but not with respect. With curiosity. Because I didn't belong there. Or at least, that's what they thought. I was Captain Lisa Carter. And I was the only woman in the room. One of the SEAL commanders leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, studying me like I was an unexpected package. Another whispered something to the guy next to him. A few chuckled. I ignored it. You learn that in the military, ignore the noise. Focus on the mission. Admiral Walker finally looked up from the folder in front of him. His eyes moved slowly over my uniform. Then he smirked. "Captain," he said calmly, "I don't believe we've met." "Captain Lisa Carter, sir." His smile widened slightly. "And what exactly are you doing in my briefing room?" Before I could answer, someone down the table muttered loud enough for everyone to hear. "Lost her way to the HR department." The room erupted with low laughter. Another voice added, "Maybe she's here to take notes." More laughter. The Admiral raised his hand slightly, pretending to quiet them down, but the grin on his face said he was enjoying every second of it. Then he leaned back in his chair. "So tell me, Captain Carter." His voice carried across the room like a challenge. "What's your call sign, Princess?" The word princess bounced off the walls. Several men laughed harder this time. One of them actually slapped the table. But I didn't react. I just stood there, calm, still. Because moments like this reveal more about people than any briefing ever could. The Admiral watched me closely, waiting for a reaction. Embarrassment. Anger. Anything. Instead, I answered. My voice was quiet, but it cut through the room like a blade. "Reaper 0, sir." For a split second, nothing happened. Then the laughter died. Completely. A SEAL commander's smile froze on his face. Another officer slowly straightened in his chair. Someone whispered, "No way." Admiral Walker didn't laugh this time. He didn't smirk either. His face went pale, because he knew exactly what that call sign meant. And more importantly, he knew exactly who I was. 3 years earlier, an operation had taken place deep in hostile territory. It was classified. Black-level clearance. Only a handful of people in the military knew the details. The mission had one objective: extract a captured intelligence asset from a fortified compound guarded by 200 enemy fighters. Satellite coverage was limited. Air support impossible. Survival odds less than 20%. The operation required someone who could infiltrate alone. Silent. Invisible. Precise. The person chosen for that mission carried the call sign Reaper 0. The operator who walked in alone. And walked out with the target, 6 hostiles neutralized, and not a single civilian casualty. That mission was now studied in special operations schools around the world. And the identity of Reaper 0 had never been publicly revealed. Until now. The Admiral slowly leaned forward. His eyes locked onto mine. "You're Carter." "Yes, sir." The room had become so quiet you could hear the hum of the air conditioner. One of the SEAL commanders whispered under his breath, "That's impossible." I finally stepped forward and placed a classified folder on the table. "Mission update, sir." Admiral Walker didn't take his eyes off me. Then he cleared his throat. For those of you who don't know, his voice was different now. No humor, only respect. Captain Carter led Operation Silent Eclipse. Several heads snapped toward me. That mission saved 3 embedded agents and prevented a regional war. No one laughed anymore. The same commander who had joked earlier now looked like he wished the floor would swallow him. The Admiral opened the folder and scanned the documents quickly. Then he nodded once. "Gentlemen, Captain Carter isn't here to take notes." He closed the folder. "She's here because she's leading the next mission." The room shifted instantly. Chairs straightened. Eyes focused. Respect replaced arrogance. I walked to the screen at the front of the room and activated the display. A satellite map appeared. Enemy compounds. Supply routes. Guard towers. "This operation begins in 72 hours, I said. "We're infiltrating here." I pointed to a narrow canyon. 1 entry point, no air support. A SEAL commander raised his hand cautiously. "Captain, what are the odds of success?" I looked at him. "The same as Silent Eclipse. 20%. He nodded slowly. No one laughed this time. Because now they understood something important. Confidence doesn't come from talking. It comes from surviving the impossible. After the briefing ended, the officers filed out of the room quietly. No jokes. No whispers. Just respectful nods. Admiral Walker remained behind. He stood near the window, overlooking the base. Then he spoke without turning around. "Captain Carter." "Yes, sir." He finally faced me. "I owe you an apology." I shook my head slightly. "Not necessary, sir." He exhaled. "Still, I underestimated you. That happens a lot." For a moment, he studied me again. But this time there was no smirk. Only respect. "Good luck on your mission, Captain." "Thank you, Admiral." I turned toward the door. Just before leaving, I paused. Then I said one last thing. "Sir." He looked up. "Next time someone walks into your briefing room, you might want to hear their call sign first." For the first time that morning, the Admiral smiled. Not with arrogance, but with understanding. Because in the military, there's one lesson every leader eventually learns. The quietest person in the room is sometimes the most dangerous one. Star, if you enjoyed this powerful military story about Lisa Carter, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Lisa's stories for more unforgettable Army stories.